starting goaltender for today?
So Carter Hutton starting, Jonas Johansson as backup.
Now that you've had the time to kind of process everything over the past 36 to 48 hours, do you feel that you guys have shaken off the rust a little bit from the first game out from the break?
Oh, there's no question that we knew it would be questionable on how we would perform in game one coming out of the break. I've learned a lot also my first time through that process, but we're back at it. Yesterday you could feel it already in practice and the meetings today, and everybody's back in the routine, and we feel poised for a good game here tonight.
When you're deciding whether to go 7 defensemen or 12 forwards, how much does maybe analytics play into the fact? Do you guys compare numbers on how each lineup has performed in the past, or is it just an eye test for you?
I mean, we have analytics are part of our equation, but not a big part. I have to say that we watch the videos in slow motion, the games in slow motions. We have information that analytics can never reveal, and using that information, some of it comes out of your stomach in the end, but it's also looking at the opposition. We will warm up with 7, 12 tonight and make that call at game time, but it's been also according to the health of our roster. If you have somebody hurting in the back end, for instance, good to go 7, or if we don't have enough forwards up here because of injuries, those sometimes it takes care of itself. So many different reasons come together.
Ralph, there's a couple guys just now, you referenced Carter's inability to get a win for a variety of reasons, and they all want to get him a win. How much do you sense at times guys have been playing different in front of him and getting out of position and almost trying too hard to try to help him?
I mean, he hasn't played that many games in the last while, and I don't consciously actually remember any different in playing style with him in net. I think we had some off nights in front of him, and I felt bad about that the last couple of times, and I believe it's now just a very small picture here about today, and he's worked really hard in the last while. Mike Bales has done some specific work with him. Off ice, on ice, everywhere, and we're optimistic that he's ready for this challenge. But I've never seen really a change in playing style because of any goalie being in the net.
Ralph, I'm sure you've discussed this numerous times, but what sort of went behind the decision to split throughout the season, Jack and Jeff Skinner? Is there any chance we see them back?
Well, it's not about splitting anybody here. It's about having depth in the lineup. You cannot survive in the National Hockey League with only one line. And Olofsson, Reinhart, and Eichel are clearly a very strong line in the National Hockey League, and they established themselves on both sides of the puck as one of the premier 5 lines in the league. And we need to get something else going. And whether in the last game, Jeff ended up with 3-4 shifts, 5-on-5, and some power play time at the end of the game with them, and that can happen. But it's not against anybody. It's all about for us developing the kind of roster that can compete at the top of this league all the time. And we need to get secondary scoring going beyond that line. And that's been the primary reason is the good play of Victor Olofsson in his part of the season.
Well, I think basically with Jeff Skinner's status, you sort of expect him to maybe try and carry one of those.
Yeah, no, he's got a different style than Sam Reinhart's doing, and having a really good run of late here. And we also need defensive components in all our lines to be able to compete, because those lines generally play up against the top lines of the other team, especially on the road. They're getting a lot of stress also in the D zone. So I like to find a lineup that has a balance between the offense and defense within the lines and within the D pairs and so on. And that's how you build a consistently winning team over time.
Coach, fans are...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Coach, fans are... There's a lot of passion around your team here
Yes.
in Buffalo, as you know. And there's a lot of criticism recently. Do you want to keep that away from the room, or see your players using that as a motivation for this very important game tonight?
Well, we have a lot of respect for what people are saying about us, but within our group, we need to stay focused on our task, which is to build a consistent game, and we are in a growing learning process here, and we have ups and downs that we've gone through. But in that group, in that room, there's been no wavering from the line that we're on, the embracing of what we'd like them to do and how to do it, whether it's the off-ice work that nobody sees or the meetings that we have. Everybody's engaged, everybody's all in. Even players that are scratched stay in the process. They don't turn their backs on the way we're trying to work and or get in the way. And it's really been enjoyable. But the criticism or the fans being unhappy with losses, that's part of the game, and that's great. We feel that passion, and it definitely fuels us to improve and to get better, and we need to be able to take it. That's part of being in the National Hockey League. When you have tough times, how do you react to that? How do you grow in that time? And right now I feel some good growth going on here, and I'm sure we're going to come up with a good game here tonight, as will Montreal. We're expecting a very tight one-goal game here with two teams hungry to have people smiling around them more than criticizing them.
Well, have you decided to utilize Lawrence as a penalty killer?
You know what? I think that if you look at Pilot, more than anything, he's somebody who has a very good sense away from the puck. You can see these players that play 4 years in the Swedish Elite League. They just have a education in that league that helps them to understand the game really well away from the puck. And penalty killing is all about that. It's all about reading your 2-on-1s. It's all about reading the space. It's all about understanding when you can create pressure. And we just like the smarts of Larry and Lawrence Pilot, that is, and he has a big future here and in a defensive capacity, penalty killing, and also adding to the offense in a nice way.
As we know, the goal is to keep the picture small.
Yes.
But in the coming weeks, when the outside noise really ramps up around the trade deadline,
Yeah.
is that something you will address with guys, or is that something you let them handle?
So what happens is on a non-game day, there's going to be noise. There's going to be noise from the media, from your family, from friends, whatever. And what you need to do in this league is on game days, you need to be able to bring it in and shut it all down. No matter your situation, whether you're in the top or the bottom of the league, you need to be able to do that. And we're learning to do that. I find distractions still creep into our room, possibly because of some lessons from the past, and we're getting better and better at getting focused on game days to just be completely present, because every game day in the National Hockey League is a special event. You can criticize all you want, or you can be up or down, but we should never lose the fact that we're all here because we love the game, and every game day is special in the National Hockey League. Everybody who's a part of it should take it as that, and we still aren't able to do that on every night. And I believe once we get that right, we're going to be a very consistent team. But it's, managing outside influences is part of becoming a consistent and a strong team in the league. And we will get very good at that.